I hope you're having an amazing day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're going to be making a beat in the MPC Live Mark II. You guys already been following this channel, know that my three main elements is a sample, bass, and drums. I can make a whole entire beat with just those three elements. That's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I'm used to. But today, we're going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to be using the instrument plugins from Akai. Akai did reach out and send out these instrument plugins for me to look into and see how I like them, but I just haven't done it because I don't really use instrument plugins as much. But today we're going to crack those open and see how we could blend those in with some sample-based production, see how it sounds, the quality of these instrument plugins. Again, I'm not comfortable and used to using all these instruments, and I'm not a pianist, so I don't know how to play chords or anything like that, but the MPC does have some settings that will make you sound like an amazing pianist. So we're going to be using those tools for this beat. So let's jump right into it. Real quick, I am going to leave some timestamps in the bottom if you guys want to go right into the instrument plugin section. Go ahead and click down there. And if you guys want to just hang out with me as I put this beat together, stick around, let's have fun, and let's jump right into it. I'm going to be going into my folder right here. I actually have a sample program that I chopped up a while ago. I have not really dove into this and started messing with it. I wanted to wait until I filmed this video. For anybody that's actually part of the membership program here in YouTube, this is going to be the sample sharing membership program. Make sure you guys check it out down. I'm going to leave a link in the description. I'm going to be sharing with you guys sample chop programs that I've chopped up in the sample in the MPC and sharing them with you. So every beat that I'm making here in a video, I'll be providing you with these sample chop programs so you guys can download those, load those into your MPC and follow along with me, or just create your own beat with the samples that I'm using. So if you guys are interested in this, click the link in the description to the sample sharing program. So right here, I have a program right here with some samples, and this is just some really cool piano chops that I really like, and I just heard this. There's no drums, there's no percussion, and I ended up slicing these pianos into the 16 grid mode within the MPC, so I'm not going in there manually and setting the start point. I just let the MPC chop this up into its 16 slice mode, and it came up with what we're hearing right now. But I actually like how it sounds. It's kind of choppy in a way, and it could sound very interesting. So let's see what we come up with. Right now, I don't have no drums. I actually just want to connect myself with these sample chops, and my favorite part of the beat making process is this right here, when I just lock in and do my best to find my groove with the melody I'm going to recreate right now. Like, this is the original sample, but as you see, I really enjoy these first three. It's like dark and minor, but right here it kind of goes up. I don't like the sound of these like higher, chords right here. I want to stay with the darkness. So I know I like these first three chops or pads. I'm just doing alternatives for this last one. 1, 2, 3. That's okay. You see, I'm just, So this is why I say this is my favorite part of the process, is because right now I'm making a video and I'm focusing on doing these chops, and I'm, focusing with you. But when no one's here, when I'm by myself, and it comes down to finding the sequence with your chops, I get so lost and connected with myself and the audio that I'm listening to. If my daughter is here, if my wife is here, or anybody is around me, I just lock out. And I don't know if this happens with you, but I'm very focused and I'm just so deeply connected. And what is right and wrong, or what pad I'm going to commit to, I don't know. It's just whatever feels right to me. And that's the beauty about sample-based music, is that you recreate these chops into your own melody, your own sequence, and whatever feels right to you, stick with it. Like right now, I'm gonna just stick with this. Oh, okay. See, now that right there sounds very good to me. I'm connected. I feel a connection with this sequence that I came up with. Before I forget this sequence right here, I'm going to lock it in and make sure I record this into this grid. I'm going to make this, instead of 2 bars, 4 bars. And I'm going to go ahead and record this on the grid. Okay, now let's jump into track 2. And in track 2, this is where I'm going to put in my drums. Just a quick heads up, I'm actually working on my sample pack volume 3. So these drums right here, I'm actually testing them out. So you guys are going to be able to listen to the drums out. I will be releasing this very soon, probably by the time I launch this video. Still not going to be out. But make sure you hit the link down in the description. I will leave a link to volume 3 once this is out. And if it's not out yet, you guys can still support the channel by picking up volume 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and see how this sounds with some drums. So right here I have a few kicks, some hi-hats. Just gonna hit play and see what feels better to use with the sample. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to stick with. I'm going to lay down the hi-hat, but with the hi-hat, I'm going to turn off quantize and just lay it down with my natural groove. All right, now let's lay down snares. Let's go in for the kicks. All right, cool. That sounds good. I'm going to just fix some of these kicks. I'm a little off. All right, so right here we have our drums and our sample. Cool. Like, I'm going to keep it like this for right now. If we're going to switch anything up, I will switch it in a little bit. But right now, I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to go into... actually, you know what? Before I jump into track number 3, everything feels right to me. I just feel like the sample... I don't know if I'm pitched down a little too much. I'm going to go back into my program editor. I'm at -4 semitones. I'm going to try -3. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little too low. Okay. Yeah, like that feels a little better for me. I can work with this. All right, yeah, I'm definitely going to stick with -3. I don't know, I just felt like it was a little too low. Now I'm going to go into our track number 3. And on track number 3, instead of me calling up a bass sample and making that into a key group, I'm actually going to jump into the instruments plugin. And right here, once I'm in the instrument plugin, I go into Zzounds. And in Zzounds, I'll see my entire collection that I have of the Akai's instruments that they've released. If I jump over, I have Mini D right here. This Mini D, I have checked it out a little bit, and there's some awesome sounding bass within this instrument plugin. I go into bass, and I've really been enjoying the sound of this 90s bass. This one actually sounds and it rumbles really nice within my speakers, so I really like the sound of this. But before I start laying anything down right here in the grid or start improvising, I don't know what sample or what key that sample's in. I'm not a musician, so I cannot just hear it and tell you what key. I don't know how to interpret music like that. So thankfully, within the MPC, if we go into the sample, if we jump into the sample editor, we go into the samples page, and if you hit the first pad, it will tell you what key is in. It's in key A. Before I had switched it, you know, we were down here at -4. Now if I hit one of these keys, it switched to G. So the MPC will do its best to tell you now it's back in A. If I go back into my, bass, And I open this pad performer. I can switch this into A. I'm gonna keep it at minor, and you guys can use chromatic. You could use notes, chords. If this is a mono instrument, monophonic chords, it's still gonna be sounding like one. But if it's a polyphonic instrument, then you'll hear like an actual chord being played. I'm gonna leave it in notes. You guys can experiment and try these out, see which one sounds better for you. But essentially, if I hit play right now, this should be in key with my sample. This doesn't work all the time, but most of the time it does match up very close. If it's still a little off, I can go back to the sample and just nudge it a few semitones up or down and do my best to match it. But let's see how this sounds. I'm going to keep this pitched up very high so we can really listen to the pitch with the sample. Yeah. Yeah, it works for me. It's close enough. So now that I pitch it down, it's gonna sound a lot better. Yeah. Ooh. All right, so see, that's what I'm talking about. Mini D, this 90s bass just feels so good. Like, I hope you guys could hear it through these speakers, but let's go ahead and lay this down. All right, I'm going to stick with that right there. If I can switch it later on, I will switch it. But I'm going to move forward. Let's jump into track number 4. And track number 4, let's just see what else we find. I'm going to make a new plugin program. And right here, I'll go back into my sounds. And let's go ahead and jump in. I mean, I've never heard any of these right. Well, actually, I have jumped into it and heard some of these sounds. But I haven't really tried to put it into a beat. I haven't really experimented as much. Right now, I'm going to do my best to lock it in. And let's jump into the studio strings, and right here, let's see what feels right, just to leave like a kind of like a sustained sound or atmosphere underneath the beat, and we can tuck it in there. So let's see how this sounds. Oh. Okay, I'm recording that. I like how that sounds. Let's jump into track number 5. Yes, we're going to add another track, and I'm going to add another plugin program. This is going to be my 3rd plugin program, so I'm going to see how this is performing. I'm going to name this. Let's just put this as keys, and we're going to go into our sound. I'm going to try out a Fabric XL. This is actually one that I was listening to and actually felt really nice. I don't know if there's like pianos right here that sounded really nice. Yeah. Like, I'm not a pianist, and I can't tell you like, oh, these are so professionally sounding. Like, I don't know. Like, this sounds awesome to me. I think that sounds good. It just depends on what you're using it with. How are you blending that with your sample? Oh. Oh, all right, cool. That's... Oh, man. All right. I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. See? All right. That's awesome. Now, there's something going on right here in bar 4. I think there's a little too much going on right here. I'll take off this note. All right, cool. That's a little better. I could probably lower down the volume of this. That's awesome. I'll go to track number 5. Let's keep going. I'm going to add another program. I don't know what I'm going to add right here. I'm actually going to hide this. And one thing also to keep in mind, right now I'm just going through listening to these instrument plugins, but technically I would want to know, like, you know, not just going hunting for sounds and like, oh, this sounds good, kind of like what I'm doing right now, but have in mind, does it need anything? Like, does it need a piano on top? Okay, cool. Let's go jump in and look for a piano. But a lot of the times we want to add pianos. We want to add strings. We want to add synthesizers. And it's like, it doesn't need it. I mean, you guys seen, if you've been following this channel, you'll see me just add drums, bass, and sample, and I love the sound of my beats. But right here, we're just adding this extra sauce that we're just listening together. Okay, so let's go into tube synths. So what else we have? Let's go into his electric. Let's see what we have right here. Oh, nice. Some like electric pianos. All right, let's go back in and surf through. Ooh. That sounds pretty cool. All right. Oh, yeah. I think that Wurlitzer is going to be dope. Oh. Yeah, that actually sounds really good for a bass. Oh shoot, let's just get this in. Now, I do say make sure you're naming your plugin programs, all your programs. You also name your tracks, but the reason why is because when you go into your mixer, and you know, when I'm mixing just drums, bass, and sample, it's easy. I don't have to go into my mixer. But right now, I have a lot of different instruments going on right here. And when I jump into my mixer, I'm able to see everything labeled with their program names because I'm on my program mixer. So I have my strings, my drums, my keys, my Wurlitzer, you know, my sample, my bass. So now if I want to adjust some of these volumes, I can go ahead and do so right here. But you know what? I'm going to jump into my master bus. And in my master bus, I'm going to go into what has been my favorite plugin that I've been using. I actually have my preset, and this is actually a Air Flavor Pro, and I'm going to go ahead and engage that right here. Yeah. Just going to lower down the vinyl. Yo, bring down a little bit of this low pass to make it a little more darker. Yo, that sounds nice. All right, so I'm very happy with the sound of this. One thing, this is a new year, and Happy New Year to everybody, depending on what time you're watching this video. There's some new things that I want to try out this year. Like in this track, I'm so used to using 3 tracks in all my MPC projects: drums, bass, and sample. But right here, you see I'm using up to like 6 or 7 tracks. This is new to me, and I want to break out of my comfort zone, and every now and then just try different things out. I've actually been wanting to get into house music and try some house tracks out with you. They're probably not going to sound good, but I feel like I have fun and I learn so much more when I dab into different styles of music. Am I going to be good at it? I'm probably not going to be good at it, but I learned so many things. I was actually just watching videos on house music, on how to come up with grooves and how to chop up samples, and it's a whole different workflow for me. I'm literally just putting notes in piece by piece because I'm just so new to it. But it's teaching me to break out of my comfort zone. So when I come back into what I'm good at, maybe I could bring a little bit of flavor from the other genres that I'm learning. Hopefully it makes sense, but I'm so happy, I'm thankful, I'm grateful to be here with you guys, and I hope you guys had fun hanging out with me watching this video. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you so much. I'll catch y'all on our next video. Peace.